Mic check 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, what, 2 weeks until Champions League comes back?
Yes.
Yes.
2 weeks too long.
April 6th, I think, is the first one. No?
April 9th, April 10th.
Oh, my bad.
So far from now, which
10
sucks.
weeks.
But until then, we have amazing international break to keep us entertained. Yay.
Hey.
Exactly. But we have some banging news for you guys. Guess who's on the come up? I'm sure you guys know already.
No. It's the first time they have a team in the past, 5 years?
I didn't. Who are we talking about right now?
Oh, I don't know. I thought you were talking about Guatemala.
Well, yeah, me too. I was waiting for you to mention that, but
I was like, that's why I say it's the
We've
first
been
time they had,
prohibited
like,
from playing for a couple seasons.
So,
now.
why is that? Oh yeah, because we were buying players. We were buying reps.
Buying matches,
So-
match fixing. Guatemala shit.
so Guatemala beat Costa Rica 1-0.
I fucking love it.
At home, right?
Beautiful goal. Yeah, we were at home.
Yeah. Historically, we haven't had the greatest success. That's where we're all from, in case you're wondering why we're talking about it, except for Diego. Diego is pridefully from Mexico y Colombia. Oh, Colombia. Did Colombia win this past weekend? I think they did.
Yeah, barely.
Barely. And Mexico had a phenomenal performance.
Yes.
Jimenez.
Can we talk about Chile being trash?
Diego, this is all you, man. This is your team. I mean, do you guys have anything to say about Guatemala besides the fact that you won beat Costa Rica for the first time in probably?
Vamos, los cerotes, vamos. I was celebrating with you guys, man.
Thank you.
You're a real
Costa
fan,
Rica has
man.
like a history with Mexico anyway, so as long as they lost to Guatemala, that was a win for
Look,
me too.
all I know is that we drink together very well.
But Diego, take us through Mexico and Chile. Are Chile shit or Mexico just as good?
Whoa, that's actually a really good question, man. I think it's a little both. And Mexico has players that have really good form right now, and I'm talking about Chucky, talking about Chucky Lozano, I'm talking about Jimmy, Raul Jimenez. They're players that are on form, and you have some players in there like Guardado that are arguably like the leaders of the team, even though he's aging. And the funny thing was that it was, I think, like the 80th, 85th minute or so. It was like the last few minutes of the game, and what Tata Martino started doing is bringing on subs, and the kind of subs that he was putting on were players that were arguably just as good, if not better, in the positions that he was switching them off for, which I thought was, I haven't seen Mexico do that before. Kind of like you get that feeling like, oh man, this guy's coming on for the guy that's already been doing well on the pitch. So I thought that was pretty good. It's interesting to see what Martino does with the team. Obviously, I'm a little bit salty because he's coming off the back of Atlanta United taking the MLS Cup. So he is still an experienced coach, and it's just going to be interesting to see how he does. As far as Chile, I think they were a little bit uninspired. They did get a goal back, but the 2 goals that Mexico scored, back to back in just a couple of minutes, I think it just showed that Chile wasn't on their game. That's not really typical of them, especially for a team that has so many like killers on the squad that just they're just destroyers on the pitch, like Medel and players of that magnitude that are able to just take the ball away, Vidal, and like control the tempo of the game. So I think it's a little of both. I think Mexico has a good vein of players that are coming through right now that are in a good age, and Chile just didn't happen to be on their day. They're going to play USA next. I think that's going to be more interesting to see if it really was Mexico that was doing better, or if Chile is not in a good run, I guess. But it was a good game. It was a good game. 3-1 at the end of the...
Sanchez wasn't even called up?
No.
Get
it
the
wasn't.
fuck out of here.
Sanchez doing shit right now.
I mean,
No,
but
it
still,
wasn't.
he's on Manchester United. Like, you'd figure he'd make a cameo appearance at least.
Nah, man. Vidal was retired at the end of whatever, them failing to make it to World Cup last time, and he was called up.
I can see, and he played the whole game. I'm looking at the subs that you're talking about, Diego, at the end of the game. You got Layun, you got Montes, you got Diego Lainez.
Diego Lainez.
Lainez, there you go. Okay, and Gutierrez and Hernandez. I mean, at least 3 of them I know are much older.
Yes, they are older. That was the thing that kind of stuck out. Like players like Guardado, Montes, Layuna is also getting up there. Chicha is also getting up there. So it's definitely
Tata's looking to bring up
the
the fresh young kids, keep them in, and then just reinforce with the older ones. See which older ones he's gonna keep.
I feel like everybody's doing that though.
Yeah.
That's a smart way of doing it. Is you
Which
bring
it
in
is.
the up and coming players, test them out, but at the same time, you make sure that you have the veterans there just in case.
Yeah, well, it works. So, congratulations to Mexico.
Word.
It's
You guys
actually
won
pretty
how much?
scary.
3-1, right?
Yeah, 3-1.
3-1.
Chile
Um,
probó el Chile Nacional.
So, speaking of other teams who are bringing young blood into the squad, Argentina. As much as young blood they brought in, they still brought in the quote unquote go.
Guo. Yeah, he's a Guo.
El huevón, el goat. Who?
Yo, who the fuck was on that team, dude, for Argentina?
I know,
Messi, that's all I know.
one player,
Dude,
Lautaro Martinez plays for Inter.
All I know was Dybala was on the
the
bench,
bench.
and then Messi was playing on the field,
Yeah.
and then everybody else I have no idea. Who
I
they
mean, like, dude, regardless of the fact it's Argentina, you're playing Venezuela, you should win this game.
are. Yes, but
Question
you have to also
asked.
consider how many times have they said, "Oh, they should get rid of every single player that Argentina has come up with, like with Higuain, Di Maria, Agüero,
Yeah.
you name them, and they're like, oh, they're all Messi's friends, and they can't really play together." Well, this time that's literally what they did. They were like, "Fuck it, we'll just bring in everybody except for
Who
Messi," and
coaches?
then
Who
it's
coaches Argentina
real
now?
bad.
Diego, do you know?
The Argentinian coach? No, I don't.
Dude, they've rotated that position for like I can't even count now. The last,
It's worse than Real Madrid.
it's terrible. It's terrible.
No, I think they stuck with whoever it was.
It's
last time.
Lionel Scaloni, I believe.
Yeah, they changed him up then because the last one they had era El Pelón que was coaching for
Yeah,
Chile.
yeah.
Before him was Maradona, I think, or was it Tata?
No, there was two coaches.
Oh my God, they've been in
So
shambles.
their current
man.
coach, if I'm not mistaken, he has been assistant for them since 2017-2018 season and was a caretaker for the remainder of
Oh, Jesus
2018.
Christ.
So he's
Dude,
the
get
head coach
Mourinho.
now.
Just get Mourinho. You guys need to go defensive. Get Mourinho.
No, but one other thing that came up, and quote me, or you guys know this or heard this, please correct me. But somebody in the high ups in the Argentina league said that what they should do. He was upset that they brought Messi back. That they shouldn't bring Messi because Argentina has to start learning how to be without Messi because Messi is at his last years. He might not even make it to the next World Cup, give or take. So you have to start bringing in players and testing them out without Messi and learning how to play without Messi on the field. So he said that it was a dumb idea to bring Messi in for these friendlies because you know what Messi can do. Well, at least with Barcelona.
Well, I
But
mean,
you have to learn how to play without and have a structure
He's
yeah.
a
without
magnet.
Messi.
He's a magnet.
I don't know who said this. I don't know.
I can find it out. I
Yeah.
can find out.
But no, yeah. Not to go in circles, but yeah, you're.
Sorry, I had to time around that.
Not to go in circles, but yeah, you're right. It's like, for example, look at Real Madrid, look at Barcelona, look at all these clubs who have stars on their team, and then they have to rebuild without them eventually. Argentina, when's it gonna start? I don't know. Nico, you think Messi's the GOAT right now? Do you think it's a good move for him to go back to Argentina? Should he just leave Argentina and just focus on Barcelona?
I think I agree with what Marco said, and that they should test out new players without Messi.
Not bad.
And yeah,
Don't hear that shit.
Now a lot of players they had were young bloods and MLS players, a lot of MLS Argentinian players that were there. But do you guys think this result should have happened with Argentina?
No, absolutely not.
Maradona
Argentina
says
should have
that-
at least tied. At least.
Mar-
At home, it's
Ma-
just terrible. This is-
Maradona, I forget exactly what he said, but it's something about they shouldn't be wearing the jersey right now. These players shouldn't be wearing the jersey.
Yeah, but he should have never. Well, he should have put it on. But I mean, he can't talk shit. He tainted that jersey for.
Yeah.
Dude, come on.
He's a god of the game.
He's a god of the game who threw in all the shit for drugs.
Well,
Like, go fuck him. He can go fuck himself.
Now, but I mean, he is a god of the game.
Yeah, but he's nobody to be talking now. Like, shut your face. You did good for Argentina. Don't talk up because you're a crazy motherfucker standing from the stand saying stupid shit.
Yeah, he is psycho. He's a sociopath.
Fucking socio.
Now let's get to the other GOAT. The defending Euro champions, Cristiano Ronaldo, who faced Ukraine and ended in a 0-0 draw. Diego, did you get the deep analysis on this game by any chance or no?
I did actually. I watched most of the game.
Awesome. Can you
I
take us
watched
through?
most of the game, and it was actually really tight.
That's what you said.
They had their chances, and they definitely seemed frustrated because, I actually have those match stats that I'm pulling up. I think it matters more the fact that, to be fair, that Ronaldo couldn't get a result for for this tournament qualification, whereas the game that Messi played was just friendly, you know.
Yeah.
So I guess technically it doesn't really count for much.
I actually kind of like, I don't want to interrupt real quick, but just kind of what you're saying right now, I actually did a little research as well. I wanted to see what the rankings were for both Venezuela and Ukraine. They're only like 5 positions away from each other, Ukraine being slightly better. But yeah, you're right. This is an important game for Portugal. This should have been a game that they should have put away and got the whatever points you get out of this win. And yeah, Messi, Argentina did have a friendly. So who had the worst outcome?
Oh, if you're gonna ask me who had the worst outcome, I think I would put it for Argentina. This was the touted return of Messi to the international team. They had a few players that were, you know, pretty young, like Foyth, new blood that's on the squad that's getting assimilated. That's actually like really good talent, like that Yafico. But you're going against a Venezuela side that I guess historically has kind of given them trouble in the past. And actually to face Salomon Rondon, who's on fire in the Prem, it kind of makes sense that he was able to put a goal past them and put in a good performance. At the end of the day, I mean, the draw doesn't help them out much. But if you looking at their group, probably Ukraine is the hardest team in their group right now. Right now, Luxembourg's in first, Portugal's in second, with 3 points and 1 point respectively. And then underneath Portugal, you have Ukraine, Serbia, and Lithuania. I find it really difficult for Portugal not to come out of that group in first for their 2020 Euro qualifying out of that group stage. For Argentina, though, it's going to be more of a stain. It's going to reveal that Messi can't do everything by himself, that he needs a team to back him up. And
sorry, I'm allergic to bullshit.
so
Yeah.
I'm just saying that I think it's worse for Messi and Argentina to have lost like that to a Venezuela side, when at least for Ronaldo's Portugal, they took a point away from it, and then for the rest of their qualifying round, I don't think they should have a problem. What Argentina should be worrying about is Copa America coming up soon this summer, and if they can't find the answers, 3 months out from June when the tournament starts, they're going to be in trouble.
Before I forget, I just found out. It says that Luis Menotti was the person that said that Messi should have been called up. He actually is the sporting director of the Argentina national team.
Well, he has a voice. He didn't want to make a call beforehand. His own fault. Aside from those two goats not doing what they had to do for the country, we had a phenomenal game today. Netherlands hosted Germany. Thankfully, I was able to watch most of this game. I know you guys did as well. What's your take on it? I think Germany came out strong, dominated the game.
El Comemoco is doing great again. I mean, did you watch the game? It was interesting, man.
It was great.
It was
great.
It was not a fact.
I think it was a very balanced game because I think
3-2 result.
Yeah, Germany came on strong in the first half.
Yeah.
Then the Netherlands came out different in the second, and then once they would tied, then he's like the Komemoko figured out like, you know what, I have to make these changes. He made a change and it ended up working out for him, which is one of them was bringing Gundogan
Royce
and Royce in.
Marcus
So
Royce. Yep.
it worked out at the end.
He's
They
stacked
walking
up.
away
Like
with
when
the
you're
win,
when you're putting on Marcus Royce as a last minute ditch sub to spark some creativity. Fucking A, it's worth it. Netherlands doesn't have that. They got to depend on Memphis Depay. It's like
And he was fighting for it. He did
good.
Yeah,
but let's be honest, he's on a Lyon team that isn't highly ranked in France, and
correct.
He didn't do shit at Manchester United.
Yes,
and he's too busy trying to be a rapper that I don't know what he can do.
He has a good influence.
I didn't watch the game, but who started or?
Oh, that's a hard one.
Sane.
So that's what I was going to come up with
lead into.
Because wasn't it this coach that was talking shit about Sane?
Yes.
At the beginning of the World Cup, that's the reason why he didn't bring him in.
It was mentality, and it's actually something that Pep mentioned as well. That Sane had some
at the beginning of the season.
Yeah. So maybe it was his issue.
But he killed it today, and he's been killing it every time he's been called up.
It's nice to see that, though. Like a kid who was getting shit for, talking shit and acting like shit, is learning his lesson and now stepping it up and putting that shit away. I want to see how many times I can say shit in one sentence.
Back in.
One thing that did stick out to me this game was Van Dijk, and the way he played. He had the captain band. I believe,
Yeah, he's
if I'm not
captain.
mistaken. He was cut out a lot. I'm not sure if this is a situation where you see the same thing happening with like Messi, for example, and Ronaldo. This previous games where they do it for club, for not for country. He was cut out a lot. Even Diego noticed that the light even got crossed up as talking shit. These are supposedly one of the greatest and future greatest center backs in the current game. But Gnabry and Sané just ate him apart.
Gnabry, we've seen what he can do.
Yeah.
The guy is legit very, very good. And when I saw his name, I'm like, wait. I know I've seen him. He's the one who put Andy Robertson on his ass over 2 games.
Yeah.
The guy's fucking good.
Former Arsenal. Former Gunner.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
They loaned him out,
What?
I believe, to Wolfsburg.
Are you serious?
Oh, I forget who it was. Then I think we just sold him.
This kid's dropping people left and
He's
right.
dirty, man.
Technically, in a matter of a month, he took out 2 of the Liverpool's defenders. Surely over 2 games, but he put Robertson twice on his ass, and he put Van Dijk on his ass today. What he did to him was legitimately sexy.
Phenomenal, bro.
Yes.
Something on Germany. I just had no words for it. It was just a great
I
goal.
know,
It was just
I
a great
know.
goal.
I just can't believe that Arsenal
got
passed
passed.
out on him.
But that's what happens. Sometimes they don't perform.
They don't perform.
And
They have to go to
remember,
different
he was also younger when he was
Yeah, he was
with
very
us.
young.
So they loaned him out, see what he can do, and then they haven't selling him because they thought he never had a future. And of course now he's a beast, and we want him back. But
So I guess the main takeaway from this game is with Lowe, how he exiled 3 players, brought back Sané, who he exiled in the previous World Cup, and I personally think they had a great performance today. Do you think this Germany's gonna keep this hot form going? Because Netherlands they came out strong.
they played nice.
Both teams came out strong.
It was a good game.
Let's be honest though. Let's see the difference. We got a Fulham striker Babel playing for Netherlands, and you got a winger who's basically a striker for Man City.
Yeah, they're not
facing each other.
strikers. That's so much speed up there.
It's insane
That's
speed
scary.
and quality, and they're young. I mean, he made 4 switches basically, put in new players, and he's got a brand new championship winning team. He can do it.
But that's the thing. You have to remember, he had 3 teams. He had a lot of players to play with for the World Cup, and where they end up.
He trusted the older guys. Maybe he should have been rebuilding sooner. Okay, now he's made a mistake, but they decided to stay with him. And I think he's going to be able to right the ship.
We'll see.
This Euro
We'll
Cup is
see
going
what.
to be really good. At
Yeah,
least for
this
them.
Euro's gonna be awesome this year. I'm excited for
If
that.
they qualify.
Huh?
If they qualify.
I don't think they should
will.
qualify.
I have a question.
It's
though.
not this
What's
year,
up?
though. What is it?
Huh?
It's not this year, is it?
It's next year.
It's next year.
Next year, yeah, it's all over
2020,
Europe.
2020,
All over
right?
Europe, yeah.
Are small country teams like on the come up? Spain barely won against Norway.
Oh, dude,
I
game! I
think-
watched that game.
That's a great question because
Brazil drew against Panama.
yeah, that was a big result. Big result for Panama.
Argentina lost 3-1. Portugal drew.
Yeah, I think this last World Cup was a prime example of that. Of
Yes.
smaller teams stepping it up with the bigger teams. For example, Iceland, Costa Rica when they went and Brazil when they went far in the World Cup. Yeah, I think the world of football is becoming more level, but there's still a lot of time for it to become where everybody's kind of competing at the same level. I don't think it's ever going to happen, to be honest with you. I think it's always going to be, the normal top dogs, Brazil, Argentina, Germany, Spain, those guys. But yeah, I think the smaller teams, for example, like Guatemala, maybe not, but like
Hey, we've had our greats.
yeah, like
I'm just waiting till it turns into a 128-team tournament.
yeah. But yeah, I think like smaller countries like
Just spend it 3
Guatemala,
years.
Mexico, they'll eventually get to the point.
Bro, he's rooting for us yesterday.
I know, I just fucking with him.
Please don't make him mad.
I've never been on the same side of him and said anything. Please, just be nice.
I mean, United.
There it is! There it is! Nico is officially part of the bench. He's like, fuck this. I was like, fuck this. I hate this. I'm never doing shit anymore.
He hugged him.
All right,
He brought him in and
we're gonna
everything.
let Edgar cool off. We're gonna end this over here. Thank you for
Fuck
listening.
yourself, Nico!